Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome all of you back to the next video in this Super Smash Bros. 5 Newcomer Speculation and Predictions, character number 21, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. We've talked about numerous characters so far, from Nintendo to third parties, from Bomberman to Rex and Pyra, from Ridley to Waluigi, from frickin' Captain Toad to Decidueye. Numerous characters so far, 20 characters so far, the 21st character right here, right now, with Sora, and there's numerous characters to come. I counted how many characters I currently have printed off so far to talk about, and I have about 60 some odd more, and I'm still trying to think of a few more to add. I'm trying to make this at least 100. I'm trying to go for 100 if at all possible. But I'm currently in the 80 range, which is going to put me a little bit above where I was with the Smash Bros. 4 character ballot. That was a couple years ago, because I did 80 characters with that. I started with Simon Belmont, and I ended with Professor Layton. This time I started with Shovel Knight. I don't know who I'm going to end with when I get to the end in this one. But Sora is the next current one. And without further ado, let's get started on character number 21 in this series. Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Now, the three categories I always talk about when I talk about these characters are: why does the character make sense for Smash Brothers, moveset ideas, and the percentage chance I could see them actually getting into Smash Brothers. Let's start off with why does Sora make sense to be in Smash Brothers 5? I would say basically Kingdom Hearts is the second most popular, or third most, depending on how you really look at it, the second or third most popular Square Enix franchise out there. Obviously, number one's probably always going to be Final Fantasy. It's their classic series, Square's classic series. But the two fighting for second and third place are Enix's Dragon Quest franchise, and then Square Squaresoft's Kingdom Hearts franchise. So it is basically one of the most popular Square Enix franchises out there, Kingdom Hearts, and it has close ties to Nintendo. There's Chain of Memories, Recoded, 358 Over 2 Days, Dream Drop Distance. It is a franchise from them, an RPG franchise from Square Enix that actually has fairly close ties to Nintendo, and for a fact more games are going to come in the future, whether those are spin-offs or main entry games, or what the heck else ever, is to be determined for future speculation. But Kingdom Hearts is still going to be around for quite some time. Its popularity it's not going to just disappear, and half of its games have pretty much been on Nintendo systems, and there's a possibility that Kingdom Hearts 3 could be on Switch. I know that they're mainly focusing on the PS4 and Xbox One. That's Tetsuya Nomura actually has already come out and said that basically the main focus is going to be on those versions, but that there's a possible chance Kingdom Hearts 3 might also come to the Switch as well. And that right there proves that at least more entries from the Kingdom Hearts franchise probably will be on Nintendo at some point, whether it's the main entry like Kingdom Hearts 3 or some more side games and spin-offs and whatnot. But that's basically it. Kingdom Hearts has had a history on Nintendo since 2004. Since Chain of Memories came out on the Game Boy Advance, there's been numerous games on the system. Like I said, Recoded, Chain of Memories, Dream Drop Distance, and 358 Over 2 Days. There's a potential chance that Kingdom Hearts 3 could come to the Switch. There's rumors, there's hints, there's possibilities that it might come. People want it, not just myself, but I've seen numerous other people online want to see Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Switch. And it's the second or third, depending on how you see Dragon Quest, because Dragon Quest is freaking huge in Japan, but Kingdom Hearts is huge worldwide, so it depends on how you really want to view it. The second or third most popular Square Enix franchise after Final Fantasy, and we've already gotten Final Fantasy represented in Smash Bros. 4 with Cloud, so if Square Enix gets another representation, it's either going to be someone from Dragon Quest, or it'll be Sora from Kingdom Hearts, or Neku from World Ends With You. That's another debate for another day, but that's basically the reasons why I think Sora makes sense as a third-party character for Smash Brothers. He's not he doesn't make the most sense. He's not the most obvious choice and the most likely choice and the most deserving choice for a representation in Smash Brothers 5, or Smash Brothers franchise in general, or whatever. But he, I feel, is a deserving character, and the franchise is deserving because of its history on Nintendo, his popularity and demand in the game, and people have been wanting him in Smash Brothers since at least Smash Bros. 4. I think there might have been people that might have been asking for various third-party characters in Brawl when Snake and Sonic first made their debut. But ever since Smash Bros. 4, I remember hearing about Sora a whole heck of a lot. He wasn't my character ballot for Smash Bros. 4 when they were talking about when Sakura did the whole DLC thing. So there's that. So it's like he's demanded for and popular, and like I said, I don't really rate popularity and demand over relevancy, recency, push from Nintendo, push on Nintendo by third parties, but it is important, just not as important, I don't think. And like I said, it's the second or third most popular Square Enix franchise, Squaresoft, Square. You know, the chances of us getting Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Switch is at least a decent chance after they finish the PS4, Xbox One versions. There's going to be more Kingdom Hearts games in the future anyways, and you know for a fact at least some of them will be on Nintendo. And it has close ties to Nintendo anyways because there's 4 games so far on Nintendo platforms from the Square Enix franchise. And quite frankly, Square Enix their relationship with Nintendo has been improving a whole heck of a lot lately. You know, Octopath Traveler and all that sort of stuff coming to the Switch, and you know some of their big name games might be eventually coming to the Switch. Maybe they'll start bringing over some Final Fantasies. Dragon Quest XI's like on its way. Dragon Quest X was put on the Switch. Kingdom Hearts 3 might come. It might, you know, their big name games are coming. If they're doing stuff like Octopath Traveler and Dragon Quest XI, which is one of their big games, other games from the other franchises from them, other big or small games, may eventually come from them. You know, on the Nintendo Switch, on the Nintendo platforms. So that's basically the reason why I think Sora at least makes sense to be in Smash Brothers 5. The relationship between Square and Nintendo has been improving. It had, you know, this is one of the most popular Square Enix franchises. Yeah, I'm seriously over my words right now. One of the most popular Square Enix franchises that's not named Final Fantasy, which is already represented in Smash Brothers. 4 games on Nintendo, more games to come, which will be on Nintendo, and one of those may very well possibly be Kingdom Hearts 3. Please, Square! And that's my reasons for why I think, Sora makes sense for Smash Bros. Now, onto the second category in this video. Moveset potential ideas. Now for the smash attacks, since he wields the Keyblade, and it basically makes him a sword user, and I said this for various other sword users on this thing, and smash attacks aren't usually always that interesting. It'll be various Keyblade swings, but I'm not just talking about generic Keyblade swings, from... when you just tap the X button or the attack button on the game and you just... No, not just generic swings. That'll be some of them. But I would actually turn some of his Keyblade abilities into smash attacks. Because I have something specific for his specials. I don't want any Keyblade swinging attacks to be in with the specials. Or at least very minimum, if anything. But I want to focus on regular Keyblade swings when you just randomly mash the X button or whatever in the games, as well as, his Keyblade abilities like Vortex, Sonic Blade, Berserk, Slapshot, Stun Impact, Charge. When you play, if you've actually played a Kingdom Hearts game and you know all the abilities when you level up and all these Keyblade abilities and attacks and stuff that you can actually learn, I would focus on trying to make some of those them. Now, whether or not you want Sora to call his moves out when he does them, he's like, Berserk! Sonic Blade! Central Plus, Slapshot! Blitz! Vortex! You can have him call them out, or at least you can reference them in the move. So I'm saying that's what I would focus on smash attacks being simple, and to the point. He swings his Keyblade either in the generic manner when you just smash the X button, or when you want to do the special abilities, you can do the Slapshot, the Vortex, the Stun Impact, Blitz. Blitz has been around since the first game, Blitz and Berserk and Sonic Blade, stuff like that. Make those his smash attacks, because I think that would, it's centralized, since his main weapon is the Keyblade, focus on his smash attacks being swinging around the Keyblade either generically or, the abilities like Berserk, in Vortex and Blitz. That would be at least what I would consider for, the smash attacks. Now with the special attacks, that's when I start going into representing like the more special abilities that Sora can do in his games. Like basically, first and foremost, he needs to be able to do his magic. He needs to be able to do thunder, ice, fire, Firaga, Bandaga, stuff like that, and make him chargeable. So that's basically how you get those done. You'll do the moves. You'll have his special abilities, like his special attacks would basically be the magic, and I'd focus entirely mostly on his magic. Stop, gravity, arrow, reflect, maybe cure, maybe like I said with the Celica thing, like you can do a magic ability where you slightly heal your HP, I just dropped that. Slightly heal like your damage percentage and bring it down a little bit. And then maybe have him be able to do a little bit of summons as well. And I know we're not going to be able to put Disney summons in there. I don't want to put no copyright Disney like Mushu and Simba and whatnot. But I think he should be able to summon little things from like Final Fantasy games, from other Square Enix games. Maybe he could summon a Chocobo, and the Chocobo just runs across the stage. Maybe he summons Ifrit or Shiva, one of the major summons in the Final Fantasy series. Maybe you can summon Final Fantasy characters and Squall comes out and does like a sword swipe or something. That kind of thing. I want to focus on the summons because summons are important to the Smash Bros. Summons are important to Kingdom Hearts and Square Enix games in general, Final Fantasy. So why not reference like him summoning stuff from Square Enix history? Maybe Volt or someone, or Kovu or something from the Bouncer. Summon Chrono, summon something. That'd be kind of cool. Have him be able to summon like various Final Fantasy summons, various Final Fantasy characters, other Square Enix characters, the Chocobo, the Moogle, the Cactuar, stuff like that. Like little things, like not where they come out and they some of them can come out like the Chocobo and just like you summon it and it just dashes across the stage and runs people over, like how Wario's motorcycle does. But also they just come out and maybe do a quick little attack and then disappear, like little like things, and you could charge them and maybe they do more damage or something. So I think that I'd focus a lot on his magical abilities for his specials. They could either be the fire, thunder, ice, or the summons, do an arrow during gravity, cure yourself maybe like 2 or 3 or 4 HP if you charge it. Like I said, risk versus reward with Celica. Would you want to heal yourself during battle? Stop, which could you can maybe make your opponent freeze for like 3 or 5 seconds, so you can just run in and do a quick little dash attack and give it a little bit of extra damage without them being able to defend themselves. But maybe that move might be a risk versus reward, or if you miss them, maybe it stuns you a little bit. I don't know. Like something like that would be kind of cool. Like focus on his abilities. Focus on being able to summon like Final Fantasy things. Stuff from other games in Square Enix, Squaresoft, Square's history, and then doing obvious spells like Cure, Thunder, Fire, Thundaga, Firaga, Ice Aga, whatever the heck it's called, the upgrade spells, and reflect. Maybe you can reflect attacks and give opponents back their damage or something. You could stop them. Gravity, maybe they can go slow. Stuff like that. Just focus on tackling the main spells he does, and then I'd throw in like a couple summons, like not too much summons. Maybe that could be a customizable moveset that returns from Smash Bros. 4, but like be able to summon like I'd say like Squall or Zidane, the Chocobo, the Moogle, Ifrit, Shiva, Volt, Kovu, stuff like that. Chrono, little things. Just kind of throw a little bit of references in Final Fantasy, not just Final Fantasy, but Square Enix history into it. Because obviously you can't throw anything Disney in there, so they shouldn't be able to do anything Goofy or Donald, but something like that would be kind of cool. And then for the final smash, it has to be his final form from the Divine Forms. He goes in the final form, you can kind of fly around the stage and attack people. It'll be like supersonic, except without super flying around, being super fast and super, attack, like flying around, being like Super Saiyan, supersonic type stuff. But you turn the Divine Form, Sora, your attack goes up, your speed goes up, your defense goes up, and you just kind of glide around the stage and can attack people for about a minute or so. I don't know how long the final smash would last, but his final smash has to be the Divine Form because that is a major, major form. And I would like to throw in the random probability, small chance you screw it up, and if you get it, you turn into the Heartless form. But I know people don't like the random chances like of tripping in Smash Bros. Brawl and stuff like that, so I'd say don't do that. But I find it would be kind of cool, like if you just, I'm getting the final smash, I'm getting the final smash, and you go into that form and maybe it makes you get hurt more or something like that, but then people get pissed off that his final smash gets screwed up like that. So no, I'd say maybe don't do that and just give him just the final form where it improves his ability to move around the stage, glide around the stage, his attack and defense and stuff goes up, and it's like supersonic without flying around like crazy gold supersonic. And that's it. So the smash attacks would basically focus on Keyblade swings, the generic ones, as well as his special abilities like you can unlock in the game, like Blitz and Vortex and Slap Shot and Stun Impact. His specials will focus on magical spells and stuff like that. Be able to cast magical spells and do little summons of like little Final Fantasy and Square Enix history type stuff like Chrono or the Cactuar or Moogle or the Chocobo, and then make the divine form of the final form his final smash. Now, onto his probability, I'm going to give him a 75%. He's probably one of the lower third parties I put on this. I definitely have the likes of Bomberman higher than him, Shantae and Shovel Knight and stuff like that, because those characters have closer ties to Nintendo. I'm not saying he doesn't have close ties to Nintendo. I just basically ranted earlier about him having 4 games, the possibility of Kingdom Hearts 3 coming, more Kingdom Hearts games coming to Nintendo eventually, so on and so forth. And, like that. But, it's not that his chances are low. I basically mentioned why he should be in, and I gave him a 75%. So, because he has a chance, he's right there, and if Kingdom Hearts 3 does eventually come, he might at least make it as DLC. I don't know if he's going to make it on the base roster, but he might make it as a DLC for Smash 5 and Kingdom Hearts 3 and more Kingdom Hearts games eventually come to the Switch and whatnot. But I'm giving it 75% because he's lower than the other ones. Because Bomberman is super close to Nintendo. Shovel Knight is super close to Nintendo. Shantae and whatever the heck else third parties I've already basically done videos on so far. They are closer to Nintendo. I'm not saying he's not there, but Kingdom Hearts is still kind of mostly a Sony franchise. And until we see it more on Nintendo, I don't want to give him any higher percentage chance because I don't see him as likely as someone like a Bomberman, Shovel Knight, Shantae, Rayman to some extent. I know I haven't talked about him in this list yet, but Rayman is coming eventually. He's probably going to have a higher percentage than Sora. And certain other third parties that feel are more likely for Smash Brothers. I'm not saying Sora is not, but he's in that second range. He's not the lowest range where it's they're very unlikely but possible. And he's not the super highest like a Shovel Knight or a Bomberman or Rayman or Shantae. Travis Touchdown kind of is in that category somewhere. He's probably somewhere in the middle ground. He's possible, if they decide to go for their Square Enix rep, he is at least one of a few choices they might go for. But he's not the guaranteed next Square Enix rep because he's fighting Dragon Quest very hard, and he's kind of fighting Neku very hard from The World Ends With You. So it depends on how licensing goes and what the heck else happens in the future of Kingdom Hearts on Nintendo platforms. But I'm giving him a strong 75%. He's in that mid-range third-party character that I feel it makes sense for the game, and I think it's still possible to see him in the game. But there's other third parties that I think they're going to go for before him, and they might go for them before him, so that's about it. So that's my video. Sniping is fun of Sora from Kingdom Hearts character number 21, and then put in the comments what do you guys think about my moveset? What do you guys think about my reasons for why he should be in? What reasons do you think he should be in for? If you want him in Smash Bros., why do you think he makes sense for Smash Bros.? What about my percentage chance of 75%? What percentage chance would you give him? Your moveset ideas, your stuff in the comments below. We can discuss it there. My name is Snipers Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. And stay tuned for character number 22, the first character I'm talking about of the Breath of the Wild champions, Revali. See you all later.